I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I am
California of the past.
My sisters and I were flying out of Orange County Airport, which is now John Wayne. The regulations were much looser. They were going to change the rules on the hot air balloon licenses. After the deadline, you would have to have a test and fly in the hot air balloon. But if we got it before the deadline, we just got a hot air balloon license. I've never been in a hot air balloon in my life. I haven't even been close to one, but I've got a hot air balloon license. And at that time, I probably could have gotten one and flown it, but I probably wouldn't have come back either because I wouldn't have known what to do. Now, we used to go up and stay with the tower operators, and one of them was one of our flight instructors, and I've even told the planes to come in and go out. Today, you'd be arrested if you went up into the tower. But yeah, we visited there often, and if they were busy, I would just tell them, to come in, what to do, because I learned from the two operators that were there. Both of them were real buddies. Flying is not quite like driving down a vacant road. There's a lot of things that can happen. And I remember one of my closest experiences in flying was at of course, the El Toro Marine Base was there, and I was headed back to the airport, and here came two jets right at my flight level, going at full speed, and I'm in a Cessna 172, which is not a very powerful airplane, and I knew they were going to hit me. I knew they couldn't see me, and I remember what my flight instructor said, so I pulled the throttle and dove down, and they went right over me. But they didn't even have patterns much in those days, except around the airports. You could fly anywhere. You couldn't fly over the airports, but you could fly almost anywhere, and it didn't matter. There was a lot of close calls in those days, but no, see, they wouldn't do that today. And of course, there was no tower in a lot of the airports you went into, because only the larger airports had a tower. And you really had to watch what you were doing. But you never flew in the fog because you didn't have instruments like you have today. And still they have accidents because people are foolish and take chances. We had excellent flight instructors, extremely careful to teach us the right way, and we were blessed because there were some instructors that were very careless, and they're dead. Sometimes they died with their student because they took the risks that you can't take. I just remembered the story about Cliff Winters. He was a crop duster and a stunt pilot, and so Cliff decided to take us up in his biplane. We went out and got over the ocean, and Cliff started flying over the water and dipping his tip of the wings into the water. You could actually see the wing hit the water. And my sisters and I, we just sit there. We're not the screaming kind, And so he's having a ball doing this, and finally he heads for the Huntington Beach Pier, except he's below the pier. He's just above, the wheels are just above the water. Pardon me. So we head for the pier, and I see all these poor fishermen fishing. And I see fishing poles falling into the water, and I see people running like mad, and they're sure he's going to hit the pier. And we get on as close as he could get, and then he turns the plane, and we go around the pier and come back over the water again. And so it was so spooky. As I said, we never climbed in the airplane with him again. He just took one chance too many and hit a pole at an air show and died a few years later. But as a lot of stunt pilots did in those days, because as I said, there was just no one. He'd lose his license today, One of the instructors told us with some of our experiences, and I don't remember all of them. He said, "There's no atheist in the sky." You do a lot of praying, and I have.